what if you could capture the beauty of a peacock in just one pair of earrings? So today we're going to make the companion to this earring. So this is an earring that I made with components from the Gemstone Orphanage subscription box that you can sign up for, and this time we had a tribute to Indonesia, and Indonesia is known for their peacocks. So this is the earring that I made, and some of the little dangles are kind of getting in the way. There we go. So there's a better picture of what it's going to look like. So we have the nice rundown down here in the bottom. We've got some chain and some jump rings, the ear wire, and we're going to make some dangles to go along with it. First thing we want to do is we want to get everything all situated. So we want to make our dangles, we want to get our chain all cut into the lengths that we need, and then after that we're going to go through and we're going to assemble. So the sizes of the chains that you're going to need 2 lengths of 1.5 inches, 2 lengths of 2 inches, and 2 lengths of 2.5 inches. And then that way we'll be able to get the 3 different size links that go around the rundown down here. So get those 3 cut off first, and then we're going to work on our little charms. Now the charms, I'm using the 2 drops. These are the drops that came in, I believe, the original kit. Now some of these things I may be using from both the original kit plus the little sister box that you can, or add-on that you can actually purchase later on. I have some of the items from that as well. So, but I'm using these 2 little drops, so I'm using the green and the blue. Now the biggest thing with this is that I'm using a head pin and I'm using the seed beads that come in the original box too. What I'm going to end up doing is whatever color of the crystal here that I'm picking up, I'm going to pick up the opposite color of the seed bead first. So I'm going to start off picking up with a blue seed bead. Now some of these seed beads are more blue color and some of them have a little bit more of a purplish tint. So I'm picking up either one of those. So it's either going to be a blue color or a purple. And then I'm going to pick up the green crystal. I'm going through the bottom, the bigger side of the crystal first, and then coming out the top portion that's a little bit more thinner. And then I'm going to always pick up a gold bead, so the gold bead will be on the top. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the blue, except this time I'm going to pick up one of the green beads, the blue crystal, and then pick up a gold seed bead. So then that's what your blue crystal ones will look like. So what I'm doing is I'm actually making a assembly line. So I'm going to get all my other crystals all set up like that, so you'll have I think we're using 10 crystals in this because there's 5 on, yeah, so 10 total crystals. So get all 10 of your crystals all set up the way that you want it, and then we're going to do an assembly line. So this way we're picking up 1 tool each time, and we don't have to pick up a tool, put it down, pick up another tool, put it down, and so on and so forth, and do that 10 times. It's just a lot easier, a little bit more efficient this way, and it makes it, you know, just more fun to do, I think. So I'm going to put my chain nose pliers just slightly above where that gold seed bead is, and I'm going to make a bend. Just going to make a simple loop today. So I want to make sure that bend is about 90 degrees. I didn't go quite far enough, so I'm going to bend it a little bit more. There we go, like that. And still not quite 90 degrees, it's close enough though. And then we're going to do the same thing with every other one of your little drops that we're going to put as our little dangles. So just go slightly above that seed bead and go until you get about 90 degrees. After you get all 10 of those done, then the next step is to make your head pins a little bit shorter. Now we're going to want to make it about 1 centimeter in length or so. So I just hold it to where my head pin is lined up with the base of my nail. Whoops, get in focus. There we go. So that way it's lined up with the base of my nail, and then I use the front portion of my nail as a guide to say that's where it's going to cut off. Now this might be exactly 1 centimeter, it may be a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. it's one of those things that it's just kind of worked for me, whether it's the exact amount, it's just kind of worked, so I've just used it this way. It's just something I learned off of Becky's channel. And it's not been perfect for me each time that I've done it this way, but it works, so I've been using it. So once you get everything a little bit cut down a little bit smaller, then we're going to need our round nose pliers. So I'm sticking my head pin in between the round nose pliers at about 1/4 of the way down the pliers, which actually ends up being to where, if you look at it this way, see if I can get it straight here for you without shaking too much. If you look at it this way, the tip of the round nose pliers is almost about the same length away as the side of the crystal over here. So it's about that same size. And from there, I'm just going to start wrapping around. Now usually on this, I usually make it just a little bit too big, and that's fine because you can always move down your round nose pliers and make that loop smaller if you need to. Then it ends up looking something like that. Now if you don't notice, it's a little wonky. It's a little bit off to the side. So that happens with me too, and I can't quite figure out what it is that I'm doing. It's got to be the way that I'm either twisting or something like that. So it's just something that I always end up having to correct. So I either use the round nose pliers and correct them and do that, or I'll get my flat nosed pliers out here in just a minute, or chain nose pliers, and get it fixed that way. So then we'll pick up the next one and then we'll do the same thing. So you just make sure you're about right there, and then once you start getting close to the other side, if you need to make it a little bit smaller, you can, because you can just go straight down the round nose pliers until you get it to where it looks like that. And see, that one's a little wonky also. It is one of those things that it's just the way I do it, and I just go and I correct it. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my chain nose pliers. Make sure it's focused first. I'm going to take my chain nose pliers. I'm going to make sure that that tip is actually as close to the base of, just above that seed bead as possible. So the tip of the rounded portion of the loop is as close to the base and to that seed bead as possible. And then this is where I'm going to straighten it up a little bit better. So if it's still not looking good, then you can always use your chain nose or flat nose, and then that makes it look a lot nicer. So I'll do it one more time with this one, just in case it was out of focus or anything doesn't seem right. But I'm going to go and I'm going to move my, just like you would like a jump ring, I'm just swinging it back and forth and then kind of pushing it towards the seed bead itself and the rest of the wire until it looks like it's almost closed. And then I'll grab onto this, squish it as I'm doing that, and then straighten it out some. It's still kind of wonky. Let's get that a little bit more straight. There you go, just like that. And then that is your next step. So go ahead and get your chain cut out and go ahead and make all 10 of your little charms. And then after that, meet me back and we'll start assembling all this together. Let's get putting this earring together. Now, one thing I didn't mention on the first part was the reason why I chose a silver chain rather than the chain that came in the kit. The chain that came in the kit was rainbow colored, like these two sets of jump rings are. These are the 5mm and the 6mm jump rings that came in the kit. And then, of course, this ear wire is the same type of thing. So I didn't want too much of that rainbow color, and I needed more of a neutral color. So you're more than welcome to use the chain that came in the kit and use that instead. But that's the whole reason why I chose to do that, is so that way I had some sort of a neutral color in there too. And then over here I have some 4mm jump rings that I'm using as well. And those are stainless steel as well. So the first thing we're going to pick up is one of our 5mm jump rings. So one of the smaller of the two rainbow ones. And then I'm going to pick up the 1.5 inch length of chain. I'm going to go through one of the links at the end, and then I'm going to just string it through the large crystal rondelle, and then on the other side link on to the other side over here. So this first one is extremely easy to put on. The other ones are still pretty easy. You just have to be careful with it on how you put them on. So after you get those on, then close up your jump ring. I'll show it to you in just a second. I know I'm out of focus. Okay, now it decided to go back into focus. So that way your jump ring is sitting to where you can face it while your rondelle is sitting to where it's facing away from you. That's how you want it to look. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to pick up another 5mm jump ring. We're going to pick up our second length, which is the 2 inch length. And 2 inches is approximately 5 centimeters. I had to look at my little cheat sheet down here at the bottom. There's a lot of storms in the area again, that's why my watch is going nuts. Alright, and then we're going to drop this one in. Just make sure it does not get looped around the first length that we already put in. So we want it to be separate from that. And then we're going to do the same thing and just connect it to the other side. And then after you get that done, go ahead and close up that jump ring. And then now what we want to do is connect these two jump rings together. So this is where the 6mm jump ring comes in, to pick up one of the larger 6mm. And I like to hold it upside down like this. This is how I felt like it just worked much better. Now of course you can't see a thing of what I'm doing, so it's probably going to be a little awkward for me, but I'm going to do my best to show it to you as best I can. So that's the way it's going to look when it's sitting up and down like that. Something similar to that. What you want to do is you want to wrap your 6mm jump ring around the last jump ring that we just added, so around the 2 inch length of chain, and then also, without dropping it, wrap around the other one, the 1.5 inch, at the same time. So I'm just going to try to do this quick because I don't want to shake too much and then be able to show you what it looks like. So it kind of looks like a jumbled mess, but you can somewhat see that there's two jump rings that are wrapped around the larger jump ring here. And that's what you want. Now before we go anywhere, the smaller portion is over here off to the left. So this is the 1.5 inch link, and then the 2 inch link is over here off to the right. Like that. I'm telling you that because the 1.5 inch link is going to be the front of the earring. So what we want to do now before we move on is we want to add 3 of our little charms that we made. So I'm going to add a blue, a green, and a blue, which is the same thing that I did on the other side. Now you can add all of one color if you wanted to, and then have different colors up above if you wanted to do that. Just whichever one you want to do. And then after that, we're going to close that jump ring. Now this is the part that you want to make sure that you have it kind of sitting down for you. What I'm doing is I'm grabbing a hold of the 5mm jump ring that we attached to the 2 inch link, and I'm trying to make sure that it's sitting up like this. Because when you have it sit up like this, now you know where your jump ring is at that you're going to have to add when we do this one more time when we add this guy. So do what you can to keep that there. What I ended up doing is that I have a needle off to the side, and I stuck my needle in my bead mat through that jump ring, and it kept it sitting right there, so that way I know exactly where it's at. Now on this one, we're going to have to pick up one of our 4mm jump rings. So I'm picking up the 4mm jump ring with that's the stainless steel. And then we're going to pick up, or we're going to put that to attach to one end. And then we're going to drop this down and we're going to attach this to the other end, just like we did with the other ones. And I'm keeping it attached to my mat down here, so that way my jump ring is still where I can actually see it here in just a minute. So that's why it's kind of far away, and it's down at the very bottom of the view screen. But this way, I was able to find that jump ring a lot easier, because sometimes it just gets a little jumbled up and you have to kind of play around with it and figure out where it's at. Okay, come on, you worked for me earlier. It's like, never fails. You get the camera recording and things stop working. Alright. And my jump ring is still there, so I know where it's at. Okay, so now we're going to grab one of the 6mm jump rings again, and we're going to connect those two jump rings one more time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to pick this up to where this 5mm jump ring around the 2" is sitting right here in between my two fingers on my left hand. And then I'm going to bring around the 4mm jump ring and just let it kind of dangle there for a second, but I'm going to get it to where it's kind of in the middle there so it's easy for me to grab onto it. And then I'm going to grab onto it with the 6mm jump ring, like that. And then now my 5mm jump ring is sitting right there in my hands, so that's all I have to attach to. Now remember, before we close this up, we need to add our extra dangles. So on this one, I'm just going to add one of the blues and one of the greens. And then we're going to close this guy. And then to help yourself out again, go in between those two lengths of chain of the 2.5 inch to grab a hold of the 4mm jump ring that we just added, and then hold on to it just like that. And then there's your 4mm that you need to add one more jump ring to. And then I should be able to hold on to this one. So we're going to try it. My jump rings are all stuck together. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up one more of my 4mm jump rings. I'm going to go through that 4mm jump ring that's already on the earring. Now it's time to add the ear wire. So make sure the front of your ear wire is towards the front where your crystals are at. And, oh gosh, don't drop it. Yay, I caught it. And then we slide this guy on, and then close that up. And then once you get these two, or this jump ring on, this one's kind of a tight jump ring. Make sure that it's on there good. There we go. And then once you get your other earring done, then you have a matching pair of peacock style earrings. And that's all it takes to create these beautiful earrings inspired by the colors and elegance of the peacock. I'd love to know what color combination you choose to make your own, so let me know in the comments below. I'll see you next time so we can make a new artistic creation together.